And now it's time for the feature story, which we call Our Town. There's a lot that makes up our town of McAllen: people, places, and things. You know, about 20 years ago, when I was working as a television news reporter, I was told to go out and do a story about outhouses in McAllen. So I called up the city and found some people, and we went hunting for outhouses. And we found a couple, but that was all, just a couple. Why? Because a few years before that, some people had gotten together and they decided that they were going to do something about substandard housing in McAllen. It was just about 25 years ago. Business and civic leaders in McAllen took a look around town and were stunned.
They discovered that there were over 2,000 homes that were that had outhouses within the city limits of the city of McAllen. That was a shocking statistic to all of us.
So it was plain our McAllen was not necessarily the comfortable small city that we thought it was. But then, what do you do?
David Farb had the vision. I would say he was the instigator of the original idea.
Yes, it was David Farb, a downtown businessman, who decided that now we knew about substandard living in McAllen, we didn't have to accept it.
And he says, "What do you think? You want to come on with us?" I says, "Sure, I would love to do it."
Our purpose was to help poor people who own their own homes, bring them up to city standards by putting in a bathroom inside the home or a kitchen or whatever they needed.
Rehabilitation, bringing all substandard homes up to standard.
It would not be a giveaway program. It would be a self-help program. And I had no idea it would grow to what it is today, in my wildest imagination.
Robert Rome was a businessman who volunteered on the board of directors. The board needed an executive director, someone who knew how to build and to renovate. They found Alfred Rogers. But how do you run the organization?
And we didn't know anything about the job, as how to do it, how to start it, or anything else, because it's brand new.
We had a private, nonprofit corporation. We raised about $90,000 from people who gave money to this, and then we were able to have matching funds from the city and other places like that to get these things going.
Reyes Guerra sat on the board of directors for about a decade.
The city challenges to raise a certain amount of money, and that they would match it for us, and they came through and got started.
And get started they did. Now, today we know of McAllen Affordable Homes as the people who build entire subdivisions. 25 years ago, they couldn't do that. They were exclusively fixing up homes for poor people who needed the help. Back then, they set up an office to make loans from $3,000 to $7,000. The money would fix up the people's homes. Arturo Tito Torres volunteered his services as an attorney.
Back in the days when interest rates were over 20%, and we were lending at 8% rates, and we had rather innovative things like for poor older people that didn't have a job, weren't working, and all they had was maybe Social Security and a small amount at that. We would not give them the money. We would make them a loan, but they never had to pay money back. The money didn't have to be paid back until the last of the husband and wife died. At that time, the loan came due, and then so the old folks would have the benefit of the improvements during their lifetime, and they didn't have to pay back anything. But the heirs wouldn't get the windfall of having an interest-free loan.
It was obvious the people getting the loans had little or no money. Look at their homes, not people you would consider a good financial risk.
It's because they didn't think the people could make the payments.
Because if we went on what the actual income is, we'd never be able to make them a loan.
Every month, we were loaning to people, elderly people, widows with Social Security only, and I just said every month, well, they can't pay for it. But to my amazement, we had the lowest delinquency rate you could imagine.
Okay, we had people with bad homes, people with no money. Yet this was not a giveaway program. And the people, despite it all, made their payments. You see, they were paying on their home.
They didn't realize the people here, when they get hold of a piece of property, they don't want to let it go and they don't want to lose it. And they'll find a way to dig up the money and pay for it.
And all across town, scattered here and there, you will find the homes of McAllen Housing Services.
We had a lot of houses that had dirt floors, that we had to work with that. Didn't have any bathrooms inside. They had them outside where the alley is. And so we had to bring them inside. And at the kitchen also, we had to bring those in.
The outhouses have disappeared, about 2,000 outhouses, because someone did something about it. And the people, well, early on, we had school children who wouldn't tell their friends where they lived.
Before, they couldn't be able to do that. They were ashamed of their home.
But get a loan for a poor but good person, throw in some renovation.
Now that they had their house they were proud of at that, then they would were very happy that now they were asking their friends to come and do their homework with them at that time and visit with them at the time.
Now, they hadn't gotten into building complete homes yet. That would come later with the new McAllen Affordable Homes organization. So in the meantime, do you turn away your neighbor? Or do you figure out how to get the job done?
They had a rope from the house to the privy out in the back, and he would use that rope to get back and forth. He was blind. We ended up, this is one of those cases where you destroy 90% of the house, but you got to have enough to look like you're rehabilitating. We built him a new house.
In 1988, McAllen Housing Authority became McAllen Affordable Homes. The Salazar family received the first newly built house.
It was in November of 1988, and actually it was a dream home for my mom because she always wanted a brick home, brand new, and she got her wish before she passed away. So
It was special for the family. They kept the yellow ribbon that was cut that day, complete with signatures of those in attendance, and the original keychain, the one that said, "Here, the keys to your new home."
they had that lot for many years, and they worked hard to buy that lot. So I thought it was something special that I still have it, and I'm going to keep on trying to keep up with the house.
Today, the house stands, still in the Salazar family, still part of our community. And today, McAllen Affordable Homes continues to build new house after new house after new house. David Farb passed away in 1980, but his idea remains. All over town, people have pride in their own home. In more ways than one, we all remain neighbors.
I enjoyed it because we were helping these people with this substandard housing. And, it's beautiful to see people, that they got their improvements, and, to make just helping the people.
Other cities were giving away community development funds, but they don't have anything to show for it. This program, we got prizes for it all over the country, and it's operated for all these years and continues to operate.
It was the most worthwhile thing I've ever done in my life, because it really is. It was the most satisfying thing I've ever done. It was my involvement with this program.
And this has been a look in and around our town of McAllen. I'm Neil Canellis. Enjoy.